Hey, did you ever wonder what people think about when you tell them that you're going to do an Appalachian Trail Thru Hike? With only 60 days to go, there's one main question that people have been asking me every single time I mention that I'm going to do an Appalachian Trail Thru Hike. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the goofy questions or important questions that I get before I hike the Appalachian Trail. So the three things, or the three main areas that I want to talk about, is the three questions that I get. One, are you going alone? And this has been a persistent question. Two, where are you going to eat? How are you going to get food? And three, where are you going to stay? So it all kind of comes back to when I have gone on some solo adventures, and my wife always asks me, hey, who you going with? Hey, are you going to be safe? Hey, I need to know where you're going. And this is out of the goodness of her heart, that she wants to know where her husband is at most times. But it also means, to me, I sometimes think, well, why can't I just do an adventure, and just go out and do my thing and be safe and whatnot. And not all the time am I able to do that, because I want to be safe and I want to do the right thing. So on the trail, I'm going to have my personal locator device or beacon. I'm going to have a phone charged up. I have some charging power bank and a whole bunch of other stuff to protect me by being alone. And so when people ask me that, I say, my answer is yes, I'm going to be alone to start, like thousands of other people, and that between February 15th and April 15th, about 3,000 people end up leaving from Amicalola Falls or Springer Mountain. So I'm not going to be alone. The second question is, where are you going to get food? And if you've been following my channel, I have been following a carnivore diet. So it's going to be harder to come by, being strict on the carnivore diet, which my whole goal is to pretty much stay in ketosis and be a fat burner and end up, living on the trail the best I can without too much sugar and too much processed foods, as far as carbohydrate processed foods, because that has done me in the past as far as bonking, running through my glycogen stores and whatnot. So the question, where I'm going to get food, and I explained to him that every 3 to 4 days you end up hitting a town and spending some time in the town where you will resupply. You'll probably go out to a restaurant, McDonald's maybe. And then, there's also trail angels that give you food. And so I'll be fine with that. And I find that that's a good answer for folks. And the third one is, where you're going to stay. And I say that, every 8 to 12 miles is a shelter. There's over 200 shelters on the Appalachian Trail. And because of that, I feel like I'm going to be safe and end up spending, a lot of time meeting people. And then that goes back to the first point, or are you going to be alone? And for the most part, I'll probably be hiking quite a bit alone out in the mountains, all the way up. But then I'll meet people and I'll start going similar pace, and we'll pass by and maybe latch on to some folks who we will, just hang out together. And they may start the day at the beginning with me and then end the night and kind of hang out at night, chatting and whatnot. So there's a lot of camaraderie that will go on. And that's where I see myself in 60-something days starting the Appalachian Trail. But all those questions, they don't really mean anything until I actually get on the trail. But it also being prepared physically and mentally to get on the trail. And so I would like you to check out this next video, which is about all the gear that I'm going to use while I'm on the trail. And then you can leave a comment. Let me know any other questions that you might get as far as being, solo, quote, solo on the Appalachian Trail, which I don't believe you're ever truly solo because people are going to pass you and whatnot. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it with others, and hope to see you in the next one. As always, happy hiking.